Hi everybody, welcome back. The inspiration for the pour I'm about to do is this piece here. So this originally, I poured this as a rainbow, a Dutch pour rainbow, but it really reminded me of the pieces I used to do, the pupil and the iris paintings that I used to do. I had a whole series of them. So I prefer this in the portrait position like this because it reminds me of my pupil and my iris paintings. So I'm going to do something really similar to this, but I'm going to do the entire pupil and the entire iris, not in rainbow colours, but in some really nice, quite bright colours. It's going to be a round Dutch pour. I'm not using a hairdryer. I'm going to blow it out all with my breath because that way you get these lovely all the sort of fluted patterns within the design and have much more control over it than when I use a hairdryer. So really looking forward to seeing how this turns out. So let's get started. I'm using a 50cm square canvas. I drew some diagonal lines across the canvas so I could find the very centre, and then I got a clear plastic pot lid and just drew around it, so I had a circle that was right in the centre. And then what I've done is drawn 1cm lines in all directions so I can join them up. So I know I've got concentric circles here. I've got 8 colours here plus some black for the middle. So I wanted to have 8 gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, so 8 lines. Now I'm going to blow the colours from the centre. I'm going to blow them outwards. And what I would like to happen is there to be some overlap. So this at the edge I'm going to pour white on, and I want the colours to blow over the white. So the concentric circles aren't going to the edge of the canvas, but stopping halfway so that they can actually blow and fade out into the white. So I think that should look really pretty. Now I've drawn these circles on, but I want to actually rub them out so that I can still see them, but so they're quite faint, because I've done this before, and if I've used some transparent paints, I can see the lines afterwards, and it just ruins the end painting. So I'm just going to rub them out as much as I can so they're as faint as possible, but obviously so that I can still see them. Right, I've got some colours here. I've got a violet, orange, 2 reds, 2 blues and 2 turquoises. So I'm going to start with the pink, orange and red, and it's going to fade into the blues and then into the turquoises. So first one, this is the Iridescent Violet Blue by Pebeo. So I'm just going to put that in that inside line. Now I can always add more paint afterwards, but I'm just going to put the basic lines down to start with. So all these paints are mixed to my Dutch pour consistency, so they're mixed with floetrol and water, and I'll put the recipe in the description of the video. And that was Vermilion by Amsterdam. This is Carmine by Amsterdam. So that's all my colours down. So what I will do now is just add a little bit more just to thicken up those lines. So I'm going to put some black in the centre for the pupil. And then I'm going to put the white around the outside. I probably won't, actually no, I probably will go mostly to the edge, but a lot of this will get blown over the edge. So I only want a really thin layer of white here. In fact, I might just use my hairdryer just to blow that white out. I think what I might do is wait, leave the black as it is so it's not touching the pink, blow this out and then come back, because I don't really want black to get involved in the design. So as I said, I'm going to do this all using my breath, no hairdryer, and that way I'm hoping to get some really pretty designs in this. So I'm just going to start from the middle and blow outwards. Right, I'm mostly happy with it, except for the fact that I've lost the shape of the round shape. It's now become a little bit distorted. So I just want to now sort of play around. Like for example, here it comes in too much. I just want to try and push the colours out a little bit more. Whether that means starting blowing from the centre again, I'm not sure. There's some beautiful sails, really pretty effects. It's just not, yeah, it's just not quite there at the moment for me. So I've actually just had another idea. Because I love the centre, why don't I simply just add more paint around the edge and blow that out? So if you imagine I'm left with a sort of white ring of colour and then I start the colours again, I think I would be happy with that. I think I'd be happier than that with how it is at the moment. Could be a disaster, but could save it. So I'm going to go again. I'm going to add more paint. And the good thing is I'm blowing this outwards, so it should not interfere with what I've got going on in the centre of the canvas at the moment. How much better is that? Oh my goodness, suddenly I'm really happy with it. Much better. As you probably know, I just like full-on bright crazy colour. So to now have this beautiful colour up to the edge, really happy. And it actually, to me, it looks like that white band was always meant to be there, that I'd actually put the white in deliberately. Suddenly, yeah, much happier. So I'll let it dry and then might make some adjustments, might embellish it, might do something, might not, really don't know. The middle, that colour was seeping over the black, so I've just swirled it through. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like when it's dry, because that actually I think could look really pretty. So I'll be back when it's dry. So it's now finished, totally dry. I've just changed a few things, and since I've done that, I love it. It dried and I just felt that this white band was far too obvious and there was too much separation between this bit and the outside bit. So let me explain to you what I've done. I got the turquoise and I have just hand painted it on. Lots of these really wiggly lines. So filled in some areas here and then just painted these wiggly lines. And I feel it just links the two sections now. With an iris, you have lots and lots of little convoluted lines. So I think actually it does look like an iris, and I think that actually really helps with the effect. This is just on fire. This bit is just absolutely beautiful. And there's some really pretty cells, pretty effects. The centre, I extended the pupil slightly and I made it a perfect circle, but I felt it was too perfect. So I then have just gone with the pink, which is very transparent, little tiny bobbles over the edge of the pupil just to soften it. You can see the wispiness of that violet in there, and then I've just, as you can see, just put some light reflexes on just to try and make it look a little bit shiny, a little bit more 3D, a little bit more like a pupil. So it's taken a bit of time, but I've now got a painting I'm really quite happy with. It's very dramatic, very full on, definitely an iris. So yeah, really happy. So let me know what you think. Please leave any comments in the box below. Let me know what you think. Great, and do hit the thumbs up button if you like it, or just if you've enjoyed watching the video. Great, thanks for watching. Bye.